Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Crafting with Class. Today I have the first in my craft room mini series, and we're going to start off by taking a tour of my craft room. So in this mini series I'm going to go over different aspects of organization and tips and hacks that work for me as a hobby crafter in my craft room Studio K. You're going to see a lot of mismatched furniture and things like that, but I use what I have, and I don't really, have any custom cabinets or anything like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, my priority is just having an organized space so that when I get crafting time, I spend it crafting. Because I am a hobby crafter, my time that I get to spend it, I want to spend crafting, not looking for things or buying twos of them. So organization is super important to me. And so I've paid a lot of attention to that in organizing my craft room. So today I wanted to give you an overall so that you can see kind of how things are laid out and how I organize things in general. So let's go ahead and start. And welcome to Studio K. Today's video, I want to give you an overall view of my craft room. So this is a small room. I think it's like 9 by 8, but it is a dedicated space, so I'm very grateful to have it. So I wanted to give you a look around, and then in subsequent videos I will show you specifics, how I organize my dies and stamps and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and start. So during the pandemic, this used to be my classroom as well. So I brought in this table. It's a 3-foot table, I believe. And I left it because it has turned out to be awesome for giving me additional space to craft. So this is my main desk area. So let's take a look. So on my desk, it is made up of the main desk area, and then on each end you have the Alex drawer. So one on the right, one on the left, and on top I have my wipe container, washi. I have my colored pencils and everything for that behind it. And it's nice because I can take this whole thing and put it on my desk when I want to use those colored pencils. Next to that, I have this, I think I forgot what it's called, but it's an organizer, and I have all of my Copics and as well as my Zig Clean Color Clear Brush Markers. I think that's the whole name. So I have some writing pens at the top, and I added one of those Dollar Tree pegboards along the side, and it was a wonderful place for me to put my glasses, some cleaning cloths for my glasses, and then my my tape to hold down the dies and things like that. And so in this first drawer, I have this little like desk riser, I guess, from Ikea. And in this drawer, I have all things for embossing, heat embossing. And my heat embossing gun actually hangs from the side from this silicone holder. I'm not sure what the original intent was for that, but I got it in a clearance, and I used it for my glue gun, so it works great. So on top of this little desk riser from Ikea, I have my little press for the Misty. I have my little ladybug vacuum that I absolutely love. All of the things that I need. And this little case was from Michael's a million years ago, and I love it because I have my washi tape here, and it has the little ripping thing so that you can get a piece of tape to secure your dies. So I have all the things there. I have my Gina K cleaning cloth there in that salt thing, and here I have this that I've had forever. I added another one of those Dollar Tree pegboards, and I have my 4 distress handles, the mini ink tools, and then I have some of the little foam pads if I need them. And then this just holds all my absolute most used tools. I have put another one of those Dollar Tree pegboards here. So I have all my scissors, my little tape runners, my big tape runners are in the middle. I have my go-to rulers, my pickup tools, my snips, my cleaner, and so on. So I have this completely loaded, and of course I have to have my Frida on there. She's my muse, and yeah, love it. So underneath that part, this drawer has all my mini ink cubes in there. So I have all the Hero Arts, some Lawn Fawn, and a little bit of Altenew in there. So I keep my ATG next to that. Below, I have a basket where I have all my go-to tools. So I just have to reach over and grab whatever tool I need, whether it's any of my stamp positioners or scoring boards or trimmers. They're all there. Excuse me. Then over here I have this this tray, and when I'm crafting I have this tray right here next to me, and so if I'm working with little pieces, and I can just put them in here, or any dies. And this is a magnetic bowl. I have one right there too. So, and then I just throw whatever papers in there because I tend to be very messy. So this kind of helps me to gather all my mess in one place. Underneath that I have my distress inks, and I like having them like this because it doesn't take up a lot of space, and I don't use those as much as I do my oxide, so I like having them just like that. Next to that is my die cutting center. So I have this wall organizer here where I have my paints, stickles, ribbon, my little Xyron sticker maker, so all those things. And then next to that on the wall up here I have my brush marker pros. I have my ink blending, the detail ones up there, and then I have my blending brushes right there. And I like having them in those because I can take the whole thing and just bring it to my desk, you know, so, and then it's very easy to put back up here, so I love it. Then I have my gratitude journal that you saw me make at Create. And then right here I have all my distress oxides. I don't have all of them because there's some distress inks I've never used, so I didn't bother getting those in the oxide. But as you can see, they're labeled, and I like having them here because then they're at eye level, and then I can get whatever I need. I have the little blending foam in the back, and so those are perfect right there. Underneath that I have my die cutting station, so I have all the plates and everything I need for all the machines I own. And then here I have kind of my go-to dies, so I have anything that I need for little embellishments, like a little hearts, little stars, little bows, and then sentiment strips. I have my alphabets here as well as word dies. So the word dies are like by theme, so I can just flip and get the dies I need. Here I have all of my Anna Griffin dies, and again I can just flip and see, you know, and get the ones that I need. Next to that I have these paintbrushes. So I have all kinds of paintbrushes, and this is where I have my, you know, favorite for watercoloring, which is a silver black velvet brushes in many sizes. I love those. I have my excuse me, my Hello Kitty Big Shot, my marquee, and then my mini Empress right here. My Empress I have on the Lazy Susan, and I love it because I can feed it in, turn it around, and then pull it out this side. So I love having these machines on those Lazy Susans. Next to that are my stamps. So I have them organized by theme, and they're in these shoe boxes. If they have a coordinating die, then they are also here. So I'll get into more of this in a specific video. Also, next to on, I should say along the side, I put another one of those Dollar Tree pegboards, and it holds my regular plates for the Empress, and then I have just a notepad where I write down a list of materials that I use. Okay, so next to that, on the table that I showed you at the beginning, I have my full-size Empress on Lazy Susan, which I love. This stuff here is just things I'm working on right now. I'm working on my son's wedding book. So I've got the basic book done, so I just need to decorate it. Now coming over this way, I have more of those Dollar Tree pegboards. I don't really like the look of the pegboards on the wall, but they definitely came in super handy along the sides of my bookcase here. And my bookcase is from Ikea. It was super cheap. It was under $20, and it's perfect for my stamps. So I just put in a few like trays, and I like the different configurations. Even though I don't have anything in there now, I like having the option, you know, for when I need it. And then I have my tools and things here in the cups. And then below that, absolute necessity for me is the Swiffer cloth, because it does get dusty. And then when it's cold in the winter, I like my cup warmer right there. Now here on this furniture piece here, I could not throw away these Create boxes because they're so pretty. So I just left them here and I have all my foil cardstock in this one, along with the Anna Griffin papers. And in this one, I have all my go-to cardstock. So this is like that Georgia Pacific inexpensive cardstock, but it goes through my printer really well. So I like having that. My Nina 80 pound. This is my favorite paper cardstock for coloring, Copic coloring, I should say. And it's the Bright White Mohawk, 110 pound. I love that. And then this is the Nina 110, and I do buy the reams, and I've not had these run out. So they last me personally a long time. And then back here I have things like organizers, pockets, sheet protectors, and things like that. So I keep those right there. So below these, in these drawers, this one I just kind of have like sewing things that patch things up, some extra microfiber cloths and Swiffer cloths and things like that. And then this is my watercolor drawer. So I have all my watercolor things, my Brusho powders, all my Fine Tech, my Gansai Tombi. So just anything watercolors and things like that. And then underneath I have markers. I have kind of an obsession with markers. I have so many types of markers. And so there's all those. And then down here, I have everything embossing folders. So I have my embossing folders are labeled so that I can see like one side versus the other side. So I have my little borders in here. This is the punch that I use to swatch them. And so I have the 6x6 ones next to it. And then these are holiday, like Halloween and Christmas ones. So that is how I organize my embossing folders. And then in this drawer, I just have like other materials that I don't reach for, except for this case, which is where I store embellishments, and I'll show that in a separate video. Actually, above that, I have this little display. It's supposed to be for photos, but I display cards and I change them out all the time. Up here in these paper sorters, I have different types of paper. So I have like holographic paper, foil paper, glitter paper, acetate, the little pockets for stamps, magnet sheets. So all those kind of things are up there. And then below, I have my colored cardstock. I do try to keep them in the packaging they come, but once that gets a little bit, worn, then I do switch them over to the job ticket sleeves. I have my 6x6 paper pads here and here, and then at the bottom I have my Anna Griffin kits. So I want to finish those up for sure this summer. Next to that, I have, oh, in the middle between those two bookcases, I have, this is for ribbon. So I'll just pull this one out. So there you see, it's a ribbon holder. So I have two of those. And then I have my Cricut Mats that are hanging there. And then I have my mini press, little press mat there. And then this was designed for the Cricut. So I have the Cricut Explorer 2. And then I bought this lovely cover at Amazon, and I love it because it has pockets in the back where I can keep, like all my tools and everything else. I have my little mini press there. And then in this cup, I have all the things, all the Cricut things that I use when I use my Cricut. And in the first drawer, I have my heat guns. So this one, I have my heat gun, and I like to keep them in these cases just because then I can take the whole thing and everything that I need with my glue gun. What did I say? For my glue gun, all my glue sticks, the little finger protectors, any silicone mats, they're all in here. So I like having them like that. So I have my glue gun in there. In here I have my fuse tool, which I love. And then this is my cordless one that I like. Oh, and in the back I have my, if you can see it, that's my long Cricut ruler. And then below that are 12 by 12 spaces. So I have cardstocks. And then in here I have pattern paper that are 12 by 12. And then as you can see, I just put little labels on them so that I can just kind of look, through them and pick the one I need really quickly. So I have cardstock in all the rest of them. In the first drawer, I have the ink pads. So I have different ink pads here. And then here I have ribbon and yarn and things like that. And then in the third drawer, I have kind of mixed media things. I have my alcohol inks, gilding flakes, and re-inkers and all that stuff. So that's in that one. And then next to my Cricut, I have these 3 binders, and they hold my Anna Griffin flowers and sentiments, and I will show you how I organize all those in the video for that. I have my extra tape rolls over here, foam tape, and then this is something I've had for years. It is a dress form that's supposed to be, I guess, decorative, but my intention was to use it as a place to house my cards and kind of display them. And that's been how I've used it. I love it. So usually my kids will come over and say, "Oh, Mom, do you have a birthday card?" And then I'll have them go through like the dress of my dress form and pick a card out. Up here on the door and in the wall next to it, these are jewelry organizers that I bought, again, millions of years ago, and they house different small dies that kind of go together. So you have those there, and then on the back of this one are like the die, different types of longer dies, like border dies and things like that. And if you can tell, let me see, I have a magnet piece so that they will stand upright and not like fall in the pockets. So I have all of those there. And then on the other one, I have background dies. So, and then on the other side, I have more, little dies that kind of go together. Next to that is my closet. My closet I pretty much use to hold different things that I don't go to all the time. So at the very top, I have my splat box, and then this box here is like if I need to spray glue, like sentiments or whatever, I use it to spray my glue. I have here my magnolia stamps, my Sarah Kay, the greeting farm. Even though I don't use them that much, I will never part with them. This is just additional space. I just have photos in this one right now. All my Martha Stewart punches are in here, along with some storage stuff. And in this plastic drawer thing, I have punches. So they're kind of organized by, the whatever, like these are all my circle punches. These are all like ovals and so on. So these from Ikea Success fit by like standing up, so they take even less space. But I do have like, these are more like my holiday, and so that's how I have that. I have my Mink machine next to that. And then on the other side, let me go ahead and open the other side. So on the other side of my closet up here, I have, these are wood mounted background stamps. Here are all the covers of my dies. I will show that in another video, kind of like an index of the dies I have. Here I have all kinds of watercolor paper, the full sheets, full pads that I then cut down. And then here, same thing. I have like Bristol, watercolor, all that. Then some more like storage things. Below that, I have my 12 by 24 Cricut Mats. I have, 12 by 24 paper, things like that. And then in this plastic box, I have all my vinyl here. So I have Cricut iron on here, and then regular vinyl here. And then these are just extras, like extra, things that I need. And then below that, I have all my very small Sizzix dies and borders that I probably will never part with. And then in these boxes, decorative boxes, I have the Sizzix Bigs dies. So I have those there, and then I have some at the bottom. And so yeah, that's pretty much the closet. And then in this basket, I have love these candies. They're called tamalitos, and they are so yummy. So I do have this major sweet tooth, so I will always have little, sweets in here. And then in this little bag, I have all kinds of stickers because I like decorating my envelopes with stickers. It's just super easy. I have my diamond press folders, some stationery because I love stationery. And then here is my scrap drawer. So they're by color. So these are all scraps. And then I have another one here. And so these are extra tools that are ready to go, like tapes and pens and foam and all that stuff. So things that are ready. These are just my cords and things like that. And then in here, I have all kinds of like foam brushes and spray glues and tapes and all that stuff. So like really big items. I have another, my TV. And then I have like floss in here. And of course, these are all labeled. So I really need to make sure everything is organized because I don't want to spend my free time looking for things. So by being organized and having everything labeled, it makes it so that when it's, when I do have time to craft, that's exactly what I get to spend doing. So in here I have doilies, I have bling, pretty much by color, but they're labeled here. And then flowers, and then I just have them in these Ziploc bags by color. And then here I have envelopes. So my envelopes are all labeled, so by the size of the envelope, things like that. And then here I have sketches. So I have all kinds of sketches in here. My swatch book is here, and I'll go over those in a different video or a specific video. Same thing with my stencils. I keep them in this portfolio. And then I won't go through all the drawers, but it's the same thing. I have washi tapes. These are more my holiday and birthday washi tapes. And all my little pouches, things like that. Brushes, like extra brushes, Velcro, magnets, so all those things. So back to my desk, I have, this is where I have the rest of my washi in the little washi container. And then again, I have everything labeled. So these are adhesive rolls, foam tapes, card bases, and I'll go into a specific video on this. Envelopes, these are all my colored envelopes, and these are all A2 in slimline. So that, and then anything for, I have to cover my address. So I have stamps, my label makers, and you know, anything I need for mailing. And then besides that, I have this organizer. I have my trash can in here, so you can see it's nice and compact, but it comes, so there it is. So it pops right out, and that's what I like about it. So usually by the time I'm done, then I can go ahead and throw that in the trash. And then underneath I have my piercing mat, and then my water media mat, and then another stamping mat. And then in here I have Stampin' Up! Inks, like all the old ones, because that's what I started with, like mini. So that just clips on that right there. And I think that's it for my craft room. Oh, actually, this side. So here in these drawers are my embossing powders, perfect pearls, and all that. Glitters and, pastes and gels. This is where I have glitters. And here is this girl. She is CEO quality control. And then I have foam and felt here. And then anything for foiling is in there. All right, so that is a look at my craft room. As I mentioned, I will go over specific things, you know, how I organize them. I just wanted to give you kind of a look at how everything is laid out. And if you have any specific questions, then I will be happy to answer them. So my next video in the mini series will be about how I organize my stamps and coordinating dies. So we want to say thank you for visiting from Studio K. It's our nap time. Bye bye.